Do you think that most conflicts within families starts because of bad communication? A lot of times for parents, that's the thing, is we see a much bigger picture than you guys do.
Oh yeah, I think conflict is really healthy. I think not having conflict is unhealthy. I think it's closing up inside and not being able to talk about that and discuss how you're feeling is unhealthy.
Dude, your mom always defends you. You don't even
Really?
know. Yes.
Well, I always hear her like, but she always critiques me. Welcome to Parenting Untapped by Aly Talks. Join my father and I as we dive into the mind of a teenager and discover what it takes to build a strong, effective relationship with your teen. Hi everyone, welcome back to Parenting Untapped. I'm Aly, your host, and this is my father, Tony, your co-host. So today we're going to be talking about communication, something that every family says is important and that we all think that we're good at. But let's talk about the other side of it, how sometimes we can talk without really listening to one another. So let's get into it.
This is going to be an interesting topic because communication is very vital. But I think in most cases, even our family, I think we get it wrong all the time. So do you think that most conflicts within families starts because of bad communication?
Yeah, I definitely think it's because of the communication because there's just so many problems that could have been resolved if the people just worked it out and communicated what both sides were feeling.
So how do you think these conflicts or issues usually happen due to poor communication? Is it um, the tonality, how we say it, or the things that we're talking about?
Um, it's definitely both. Like if there's something that you guys want and we don't entirely agree on, or how or when you come to us about those things.
Do you have an example, recent example, possibly?
Okay. Very fresh in our minds. Cleaning my room, like this Friday. You guys were telling me to clean my room, still not fully done, but most of it is done. But Friday you were like, clean my room, and then Saturday, clean my room. Sunday, still finish cleaning my room like a hotel.
Like a hotel? Come
Well,
on.
mom says that. She's like, clean your room like a hotel. She does. You never hear that?
Well, actually, I have, but you know what she means by that. She just means that make sure that it's you can still walk.
Everything is tidy.
So is the problem us asking you to clean your room, or the problem?
Okay, I definitely had great intentions of cleaning my room. Like I wanted that done as well. Like that was something we can both agree on. But I think she asked Friday when I was like really tired and I just got home from school and I was just like dead from the entire week, basically living on no sleep. Saturday, I was like a food coma. I ate too much. And then she was asking me while I'm like half asleep. And then the third time, it was just still not done. I don't think that was, you guys were very happy with that.
Did she ask in a specific way that made it hard for you to complete your task, or do you think it was just our expectation?
I think it was your expectation because, like, it wasn't the way you asked. Like, obviously, I wanted it done too. And I thought I was going to get it done. But it's just like, there were so many things happening that I was like, I couldn't get it done.
Let me ask you this question. Because I know teenagers always think that it's always about the way that the parents should ask or the expectation. So it sounds like to me, it sounds like it was going to get done, but it probably was not going to be done within the time frame that your mom wanted.
Yeah.
And you kind of just expect us to kind of trust you and make that happen. Since we're talking about communication here, do you think that for teenagers, is there somewhere in there where teenagers can be a little bit more better with their communication? Like saying, hey, mom, you know what? I got you. I understand what I need to do. I've been super tired. I'm going to try to do it today, but if not, I'm guaranteed I'm going to do it.
Wait, but I did say that to mom.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was like, because it was Friday, right? And it was like late, and I was like, yeah, we will do it. But I'm just like really tired. Like, I'll definitely try to do it tomorrow.
I think what threw her off, as I'm watching it, right? I think what threw her off was she told you on Friday. I think, obviously we understand you were tired from school. You didn't finish it.
Yeah, and she
Cool.
let me rest.
She let you rest. And then the whole next day you rested. And then that's when she was like, whoa, what's
Well,
going
the
on?
next day was just like unexpected for me too. Like, I just ate a lot that lunch, and I was dead into a food coma the rest of the day.
So what happened then when she asked you on the Saturday? What did you tell her?
I didn't tell her I was sleeping. But I think you guys expected it to be done, and you just saw me sleeping, and then you were really mad that I was like sleeping.
But you know why, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean, this weekend was a very tight schedule.
I didn't expect to be sleeping either. I was just like super full, and I got really tired.
So before, I mean, I don't think it escalated at all, but it was
No, but
definitely annoying
I think you
for
guys
both
were,
parties, right?
yeah. 'Cause you guys
So
were like,
it felt like a situation, even though, I think we've had bigger situations. But that's my question to you is, did you tell mom that, hey, you know what, for sure I'm gonna get it done?
yeah. So it was like Friday
You don't
when,
have to remind me multiple times. It'll be done. Did you say it like that? I'm gonna ask her.
wait, no, okay, on Friday, shoot, I was like laying in bed already. It was like past midnight, and she's like, "I need your room clean," blah blah. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm really tired. Like, let me rest tonight." I was watching a movie with my friend, and I was like I'll do it tomorrow because I was planning to do it tomorrow. And then the next day, I did not wake up early to do that because I didn't set an alarm. I was like tired. I was planning to sleep in, and then we had to get ready. We were going out to go lunch for Valentine's, and then when I came back, like, oh, you bought me a Zoom. You guys were like, oh, I need these things done, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're going to get it. You got to have these things done. I was like, yes. Like, I totally thought I was going to get that done. Then when I got back, I was just like so full. And I was like, I'm going to take a little nap. And that ended up being like a 6-hour nap, which that's why I get the annoyance. Like, I definitely get your side. But I didn't expect to go to sleep for 6 hours. I was so tired and so exhausted.
I think from our standpoint, right, as parents, I mean, we look at the higher level things where we're like, okay, we only have one more day. We have to do a bunch of shoot,
Right.
our episode. Next week, you're gonna have to do your photo shoot, and then next week after that, you have your DECA. So we're like, when is she gonna get this done? All of the things that needs to be done. So we're
Well, I didn't see it in that
that's the panic from us.
I
Where
didn't
we're
see
like,
it in that timeline because
I
I just
know
think I
that
have so much time.
a lot of time for parents, that's the thing is we see a much bigger picture than you guys do. That's why it may feel like we're a little aggressive in what we want, but we understand the realistic timelines of things, and sometimes you guys don't.
Well, I think
So
you guys,
what are we supposed to do as parents?
you could show us that, like explain that timeline that you're thinking. Because I mean, I think when you did explain it, you were kind of already annoyed at me and really mad at me.
I mean, that's usually how it happens,
Like when you
right?
did explain it, you were
That's usually how it happens is, I guess, yeah, I guess we can always be more patient, right? But parents, I mean, when we have so much things going on, our patience level is,
and
not.
it's also for me, it's like it's break, right? So I think I had like that entire week span of time to do anything.
I know, but the thing is, Chinese New Year is Tuesday,
I didn't
and
even
we
realize
have our
that.
family. Every year we have to clean all of our house before that, so that's all we were trying to do is make sure that that happened before
I
that.
didn't even know it was Tuesday. Like I knew it was coming up, but I didn't know it was Tuesday.
So
Genuinely.
genuinely, I mean, to you, you thought in your mind that you had more time,
Yeah.
and we were like, dude, there is no more time. You need to
Yeah,
do
you
it on
were,
Saturday because we knew Sunday we were gonna do a lot of our, shoots, so there was no time there.
yeah.
So I guess, I mean, you see how a simple thing that could become a misunderstanding that, I mean, like I said, I don't think it escalated. Like, again, it was annoying for us, because me and your mom was looking like, dude, this girl can't believe she slept, you know, and
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
you know, and in your defense, you're like, man, I just had a rough week of school. Like, you know, I needed my time. So for the audience out there in situations similar to this, you think just by being a little bit more open to
Conversation? I think.
the conversation,
You think?
we need to sit down and have a whole hour-long conversation when you could have just finished your
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Honestly, that's what I think all the time. I'm like, dude, if I'm gonna have to sit here and talk to you
You
for
might as well clean the room.
I might as well just do it and be done with it because it'll take me 30 minutes. You see what I mean? It's like sometimes it's silly. It's silly. I get it. You guys like, you know, conversations, break it down for me, you know, but it's like, why can't we just be like, can you do it or not? If you can, when are you going to do it? Just do it.
Right.
Okay. So, you know, getting to my next question. So I'm assuming there are plenty of times where, you know, we are right in certain situation, but the way it comes out might not be the right way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, about the cleaning, I think you guys were right. Like, I was totally on the same page with you guys. But I think how, like, things went about, it just didn't happen good.
Uh, and I think that's probably, you know, 95% of the times with a
He's
lot of family.
laughing, but he's like, man, just clean your room, bro.
I swear to God, I mean, it shouldn't be that
He's like, I'm
difficult.
trying to agree with you, but please clean your room.
You know, I know they're like, oh man, I can see him through the cameras, kind of annoyed right now because, you know, sometimes I don't know, you know, I guess as parents, it's tough for us, right? We're moving, you know, 100 miles an hour, we're trying to take care of everything, do a lot of things, and then sometimes, you know, we forget that, you know, we got a little baby one that, you know, runs on a different speed, you know?
Right.
So we got to slow ourselves down to be, you know. Let's switch gear a little bit, you know, beyond just telling you things, right? Because I mean, communication has a lot to do with everything, you know, whether if it's telling a teenager to do something or guiding a teenager to maybe some advice, you know, for in your instance, you know, about school or, you know, when you ask us, you know, our advice on certain stuff. Do you think that there is a thin line between us actually giving advice versus sometimes feeling like a critique or, you know?
Critique. Every time I'm like asking you guys about your opinion on something, you always try to be like, oh, but have you ever thought about how they felt? Or, oh, maybe you shouldn't do this. And I'm just like, okay, why are you critiquing me? You're supposed to be on my side.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I hear it all the time. Are you on my side or you on their side? You know, sometimes for you to be a better person, I can't be on your side all the time.
No, you have to be on my
Doesn't mean that I don't
side.
love you and I'm not gonna be there for you no matter the
But you
situation.
gotta remind us of that. Right when I tell you the story, you're ready like,
But
oh, but maybe you
sometimes
shouldn't have done that.
we're just trying to give you different perspective to think about, right?
But it's like those are perspectives I have thought about.
Okay.
I just want you guys to listen and be on my side.
Is that me only or is it your mom as well?
It's both of you. Yeah. But mom does a little bit more babying.
You know, I just like to point out because I think it's good. It's good for your growth. It's good for you to, you know, now you're telling me that I already thought about that. Then
Do you think I don't know about it? You think I don't
then
think
why do
about
you get
that?
so mad?
Because I just want you to like be on my side. Like I know, but she should still be on my side. I'm your daughter.
Even if it's wrong?
No, but like you should always like, hey, you're always supposed to be on my side.
I am, but doesn't mean that I can't point out something for self-growth.
But you could always be on my side, but you know, there's always like a way to tell me. Not now and then. When I'm telling you the story, you be on my side. Then later you be like, oh, you know, something I thought of, like, you know?
I guess. Um, you know, do you think sometimes teenagers shut down immediately when they hear that tone coming? Whether if it's a demanding tone or a critiquing tone. I mean,
Well, I get annoyed when you give me that critiquing tone. I'm just like, why'd I tell you?
like instantly, I'm just curious. Like, what are you thinking in your head? Like, you're like, oh, I'm not even listening no more,
No, I'm listening. It's just like I get annoyed.
or you're just already like super defensive, and it's
Yeah.
it's gonna be a cat fight.
Yeah,
Really?
I think so.
You know, as parents, it's crazy because, you know, I do understand that. You know, what is that book that I wanted, you know, have you read a while since you were young? I mean, it's very important. You know, what is it? How to win friends and influence people by Dale Carnegie.
Um,
I mean, that book was all about communication, and I actually utilize that a lot, you know, for, you know, business partner, business deals, sales, employee.
but I know the content of the book, like, I
You
know
know,
it.
but it's like it's so hard when it's your kid. When you have your kid, for us as parents, we're just like, dude, you know, we have the right. We're your parents to just tell you something, and you're supposed to just listen. But we forget that you're human beings still,
We're
right?
sensitive.
You know, probably more sensitive than most. And I always tell, all my leaders this too is, there's a specific way to get the best results always. The way you deliver the message, the way you ask for something. There's a way where you don't get it and there's a way that you do get it.
But I
But,
just up share.
but with our own kids sometimes, we don't utilize these things that we already know.
Mhm.
Um do you think that because us as parents too, I think, I'm pretty sure a lot of parents, there are times where there's a little bit of fear from us too as parents as if,
Fear
yeah, like
of
if
us.
kinda, I mean, if we're too nice or we're pushovers, then we don't get what we need to get out of you guys. Do you think that that could ever be the situation too though? Be honest.
No,
Like
that
if I was always so nice and so easygoing, would we be able to get much out of you?
no, I guess that's right. I mean, I've seen families, like, that are very soft-spoken, unlike us, right? Like, I've seen it work, but maybe with us, like, that's just not how it's going to be. Not in a bad way, but we're just, like, I don't wanna say, like, that aggressiveness fuels us, but, like, it, like, you know? No, you don't know.
No, I don't.
Mm, I feel like in our family, like, being aggressive is how you get things what you want done. Well, I'm not saying be aggressive.
No, but I get what you're trying to say. We're you know, it's funny because, me and your mom, we always talk about this, right? It's like, oh, we need to have more calm tone and, we need to be more soft spoken in front of Elena. We don't
Yeah.
want, because we do see it from you is, growing up, you're probably seeing alpha personalities and a lot of, I guess, not soft spoken, right? When we want something, we argue about it. And do you feel like that has affected you and how you are and the way that you respond to us?
That might be, like, because we're just so close in relationship, we think everything's okay, and we think
I
stuff.
mean, you think everything is okay, not we.
Well, no, that you got mom too, like, we think that there's, like, a line, we can be very close, I guess, and, like, tell each other to do something, but sometimes we're not sure if, like, that's, like, a advice or, like, you're telling me.
I mean, all the time, whatever I tell you is always an advice, right? Whether if you think it's an advice or not, right? I mean, I wouldn't tell you if I don't think it's good for you or what I think you should be doing. But I can also understand that sometimes it might come off a little bit of a critique, right? I mean, I was raised that way from grandma too, and we're you know, she was always the way that she would get us to do things is putting us down. That's just the way it is. We're not as crazy because, obviously we try, not to be like that, but the way we come off is always, hey, you know what? Just do it, and I'm kind of, a fixer, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
Sure.
we talked about that the last time.
Yeah, I'm a fixer by nature, so, I try to have you just deal with it and solve the problem. Whereas I'm assuming,
That's not what we want.
you just want me to listen but how do you learn anything? How do you improve if I'm just listening and nodding my head and be like, "Yep,
The story that I wanna tell you.
okay." And is there any
It's that's
moment
not that's
within
not a self-improvement.
is there any moments in there where there's room for teachings at all or no?
Maybe like way later you can bring it back up, but like not in the moment when I'm very clearly upset about a situation.
So my next question was about listening and parents, listening. So I'm assuming we don't listen too well then, huh? Would you say we don't listen?
No.
Then what are we doing?
You're always like you're very active. You're like you're like a very active person. You're telling me the solutions to a problem, which I probably already know. I just want you guys to listen. I'm just telling you the
Oh, you
story.
already knew
I'm
it.
just sharing you the
Oh,
story.
my bad.
I'm just sharing you the story.
Okay, so how does that make you feel though? How does it make
I
you
don't like it.
like,
I just want you to listen.
okay, I get that now. I mean, well, I get that all the time, but in the moment when you're trying to tell me something and you just kind of want me to listen and I'm jumping ahead and trying to give you a solution, does that hurt our relationship? Does that make you walking away saying, "Hey, I kind of don't want to do that
I
again,"
kind of don't want to tell you the story anymore.
but then you do anyway? So,
I know I can't help it. You guys are my best friends.
so but that kind of sucks, right? I mean, that's hard. I mean, I don't know how many parents out there are in the same boat here.
I think I know some parents who are listeners.
You do?
Yeah.
Who?
No, no.
I want to know who.
I don't know on the top of my head. I just know there's some parents that are listeners.
Well, I'm
They
sure
can
there
listen.
is. I'm sure
Yeah.
there is. What do you think is the benefit other than obviously, making you feel a little bit better and stuff like that? Does it affect your confidence at all? How does it affect you as a person? Like, I want to know, you know, when parents get it wrong in the way that they communicate with their teens, like what are the repercussions, do you think?
Um,
Like, does it affect their confidence? Does it affect their mood?
our mood and that we don't really want to tell you guys things again.
So we're just the lucky one. Even then, you just keep telling us things.
Well, I didn't really have a sibling growing up. So who am I supposed to talk to?
What about confidence? Does it affect your confidence? Do you feel like the way that we communicate with you has affected you in any way as a person, to outside people?
Yeah, it was like my outside relationships, like me being able to communicate with them because I fear that same reaction. Actually, no, a lot of my friends are very listeners too. I have certain friends that are listeners. I have certain friends that are like you guys, like giving me solutions. I'm just like, no, guys.
So then that kind of helped you then, right? Because you know how to deal with those friends because you've been dealing with it
No,
all your
I'm just
life.
like, can you stop? If I want to talk to my parents, I'll go talk to them.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, okay, tell me more. Tell me more about, how it actually that beside you just being annoyed, like do you cry inside? Like, does it bother you that much or you just kind of shrug your shoulders?
No, I think
That's
you guys are so annoying. I'm just like, yeah, I just don't want to talk to you guys.
so because of the way that we are, do you feel that there's ever a time that you're afraid to be able to talk to us or come to us for something because you're like, I'm not going to get what I'm looking for, so I'm just not going to tell them.
No, I don't think that. I need someone to tell the story, so I tell you guys.
But do you think other people that may be the case for other people where
Yeah,
they might not
probably.
come to their parents at all because they're like, they're not going to understand. So,
Probably. Like I do that with my friends. Like those friends that are giving me the solutions. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to that person if I have like a story or a problem, right? Because I don't want to hear what I did wrong right now.
so when it comes to safety and things like, oh yeah, well, I guess it doesn't matter because you said that with us, no matter what, you're going to come to us. But do you think for other kids, it's important for parents to be able to bridge that gap a little bit because there are certain times where maybe there's something that has to be said, like, when it's dealing with safeties and things like that,
Yeah.
it may affect where the kids come, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It can affect that person wanting to tell you things. But like that depends on the situation. I don't think we ever had a situation like that.
No.
Then
You
we
tell
have
us too much, more than
yeah.
we want sometimes actually.
And then when I try to tell you like a follow up on the story, you're just like, "Ooh, I don't remember."
What do you mean? I've heard myself all the time, bro. I've heard this story 3 times.
Well, I'm telling a follow-up of the story. I'm just like, that's not the full story. I'm not done.
Uh,
I have to retell the story in case you don't remember.
okay. Do you think conflict could ever be healthy in families at all?
Oh yeah, I think conflict is really healthy. I think not having conflict is unhealthy. Like, I think it's closing up inside and not being able to talk about that and discuss how you're feeling is unhealthy.
So health, conflict is healthy because you think it's worse if there is no conflict and things are just being held inside.
Yeah, like if you feel a certain way, you should definitely speak up about it.
Now, is there anything, you know, we can do to improve ourselves, in communication? If you had to say, you know, give us some critiques on ourselves and the way we communicate, what would you want differently?
But first, we all know no solutions when I'm telling you guys something. Um, for advice or like guiding us, definitely can explain where you're coming from more. Like why you guys are saying that, why you think that way, what that would do to benefit us. Um, you're looking at me like,
I'm just thinking of so many situations where I'm like, I don't know how much more clear I can get, but okay, keep going, keep going.
oh, I'm just saying. Yeah, those are the two main ones. Like, I think you guys do that sometimes.
Is there something that you think that you can improve so that it makes the communication easier for us as well? Because it goes both ways, right?
Being, of course, being more open-minded.
You're admitting on camera that you're not open-minded?
Wait, no, I'm like, it depends. I'm a little open-minded, but like most of the time, I would say, yeah, I'm not that open-minded to what you guys have to say and what you think. But like even like in our family, we all learn like having differing perspectives obviously helps us grow, and that's something I've been trying to work on.
But why do you think you're not open to some of the things we say?
Um, but that comes back to like me not understanding the full situation, why that might be beneficial to us, or why that's needed.
Hmm.
So like it all ties back together, like half of a cookie.
So if you had to say one thing that, you know, improve the way that we, you know, argue with each other without attacking each other, what can we do so it
Well, I
doesn't
like family
escalate?
meetings, but you think that family meetings should only be like for goal setting and not like small conflicts. Actually, even big conflicts, we've never had like a sit down. I know some parents do that.
Lisa, come down here. Let's talk about this.
But it has to be one of you. It can't be 2v1. Has to be like one of us. But like even you and mom, you guys were like collaborating on the same page and like
Yeah, so it's always, sometimes,
stuff, guys.
Do you think that sometimes that actually that's an interesting thing, right? With our family dynamics in a way, right? Because she always tells me, I always tell her. So then when either one of us go, so I guess
And I
we're
tell mom.
we're walking in with a little bit of bias. Do you think it helps that parents are a little bit too in sync where, talking to me and mom at different times or separately doesn't really help because we're already like on the same page with things and we already kind of like, does it help better to have you know, like say you had a situation and you're discussing something with your mom and then coming to me should be like a different perspective, but we're literally the same perspective. Like, does
But
that
even when you guys don't talk, you guys have the same perspective. But like, there's sometimes when we argue, right? And then we're like so heated and we're just in opposite rooms. Mom comes in to me and is explaining your side, and then mom comes in to you explaining her side, my side, and then, but then I see that bias because like mom's like, you gotta understand, dad this and that, and she's like heavily defending you, and so I'm just like, why are you here? You're just defending him. Stop defending him. Yeah.
Do you ever think
So
that?
like she pretends to be like the mediator, trying to like help both sides, explain both sides of the situation. But obviously I don't know what happens with your guys' conversation. Like maybe she is really defending me, but when she's talking to me, she's like really defending you.
Dude, your mom always defends you. You don't even
Really?
know.
Well,
Yes.
I always hear her like, but she always critiques me when she's telling me about it. She's always defending you and critiquing me, and I'm like,
No, every single time, I'm upset, she's trying to calm me down and trying to have me understand it from your perspective. And, like literally, with the room, I was annoyed, even though it was between you and your mom, but she was like, she just got home. She's tired. She had to catch up on a lot of stuff at work, at school. So
I know. That'd be some of her reasoning when she comes into my room. She's like, do it before dad gets mad. Do it before dad gets mad. Uh, but yeah.
let me see here. Do you think families should have, or it's important to have cool down time before actual serious talk? Do you think that is a lot of an issue with us too, where we kind of just get heated and then we just keep on pressing it?
Yeah. And it's just like spitting fire out.
I mean, I feel like we do it a lot though, because your mom always reminds me. She's like, "Oh, just talk to her tomorrow." You know.
No, but then we come still with that same hostile, like, right? There's nothing cool down. It's in the back of our mind. You've been pissed about it. Now you had time to rest and be more mad. And you come at me and we're like, I don't know.
So then, what is there? I mean,
I mean, usually when people cool down, they forget about it, right? But we don't forget about it. We're still thinking about it. And so when we come back, we're still like, it was just like a break, a pause.
so based on that, you're saying that it's better to address things later than immediately. I mean, in our case, it doesn't feel like it, but I'm pretty sure it helps something, because sometimes, when your blood is boiling, you generally don't want to address it at that moment.
Yeah, I think like taking a step back, like cooling down or having that family meeting, whether it's very short of a meeting, like being able to talk that out.
If you were to give one family rule about communication, what would it be?
Um, put yourself in their shoes. Ooh, is that fire? I just came up with that on the spot.
No, I think that greatly helps the kids, because we will never understand why
Well,
you
that's why
guys.
you have to try to understand our side. Like I can see where you're coming from, but can you see where I'm coming from?
Heck no, most of the time.
Well, mom can.
Oh man. If parents can just, hypothetically speaking, communicate exactly the way that teenagers would want them to communicate, that would solve all problems. You think so?
80% of the time.
Wow. So you're basically trying to say most of the time is the parents' fault, not the teenager's fault.
No, that's why I'm saying 80% of the time because like we're still us and we're still like, I don't know, maybe we just don't want to do something and then you guys are telling us to do that thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, you heard it here first. It seems like, parents, it seems like 80% of the time is on us to see from where they're coming from, breaking it down more in detail so they understand where we're
We're
coming
still
from.
babies.
Is that the reason you're still babies? No. At what point do you guys grow up?
When we go off to college. Not even.
So, if I don't know. I don't want to go on. I was about to say something, but we're going to spend another 20-30 minutes talking about it. But obviously, we all know communication is important. And I think it's just a matter of understanding the situation, and looking at it from both point of view. And hopefully, with that, parents out there can, I don't know, have better relationship with their kids and find ways to break through to, have great communication and get what they need to get within the family dynamics without it escalating.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so until next time, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. That would greatly help us to keep doing what we're doing. Hopefully today's episode was enough value out there.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning into Parenting Untapped. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you listen so you don't miss the next one. Want to gain even more valuable insights into understanding and connecting with your teens? Then head on over to parentinguntapped.com and subscribe to our email list for exclusive updates. Until next time, see you later.